Oh my gosh.
I'm Darcey, I'm 42 years old. I'm currently living in Middletown, Connecticut. I work in the fashion industry.
Ooh, I like this.
Cool. I have a company called House of 11 along with my twin sister, Stacey.
We want to do essential backpacks and then have essentials that Darcey would choose and then maybe like essentials that I would choose.
We got your cover, girls.
So we were reenacting the scene when we found out our brother had cancer. She's like, wait a minute, stop. Everybody was crying.
They felt our emotion, and that was our reality. And she stopped us.
She's like, don't you dare do that.
Got mad at us, House of 11. Just wanted to do something in honor of him to continue his legacy, because he was a fighter.
Silva Strong from our brother. And we took our last name back. Till this day, we will continue to do that.
It was painful. It's never in vain. Like his memory, people will know his name. I want the whole world to know who Michael Silva was.
We wanted to be soap opera actresses. There was no reality TV at that point.
Right. People think these things just magically happen. But I always say, like, look, I'm like a 30-year overnight success. I've been working in this industry since I'm 17 years old.
To be able to give back and share my emotions with the world, because I feel like it is so hard for a lot of people to do that. Sharing my experiences, it'll be easier for them to heal as well or get out of a toxic relationship.
Sometimes you might see like we get a lot of hate or whatever, but we get a lot of love too.
What do you think makes you a grown woman? What do I love about a grown-ass woman? There's so much to love.
Now give it to me.
She's unapologetic. She shows up in every space exactly who she is. She wedges the door open for other women to follow. I'm Shannon Allen, and you're listening to Grown Woman.
Oh my gosh,
Good to see you. My twins.
Stace.
Love you.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for coming, guys. Oh, I'm so excited.
What a treat.
I am so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Absolutely.
We are so excited. It's always good to see you.
I know you too. It's crazy. It's been too long.
Yes.
Well, not really. We had a big birthday.
Yeah, true.
We turned, can I say it?
Yes.
That's it.
We turned 50 this year.
Hey!
It's 50 in the room with us.
That's right.
Yes.
Love it.
It's
50 and fabulous.
I was going to say, how are you feeling about 50?
I love it.
You love 50?
I feel better than ever.
Yeah?
Do you? I mean,
I
I feel
feel
like
good.
you
I
guys
feel like
look
we're-
amazing.
Yes. You
It's
guys are
more
amazing.
from the inside. I feel like we're getting a little bit more
Yeah.
youthful,
More
more fun,
wise.
more wise.
Yes.
50 and fabulous.
50 and fabulous
Yeah.
is good. I
Yes.
think for me, my mental age is like 17 and 3/4. So it doesn't even matter, but we tack on to 50, you know, by
Yeah.
God's grace, it'll be another 50.
Yes.
But
Amen.
I still really feel like young
Yes.
inside.
Yes.
Yeah. Me
Youthful
too.
at heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so even though it's like, okay, this is a huge number, this is a huge fucking number, it doesn't resonate with me. I don't
Right.
even identify with it. I love it. I'm grateful for it.
Yes.
But it doesn't really like, I don't know, it's not like I'm like, oh, 50, yeah, that's me. It's more
Right.
like, okay, 50, cool, let's do
Yeah.
this.
Right. No, I totally agree. I feel like it's, it's something we could check off the list, but yet it's like I feel like we're still growing and learning and
Yes.
loving ourselves more and
There's more to
evolving
do.
into like an elevated version
Yes.
of ourselves and still have that youthfulness.
And what a
glow.
privilege. What a
Yes.
privilege it is, right?
Yes.
Actually, I remember when I turned 50, I was just like, wow, I made it to 50. This is a huge milestone.
Yes,
and
we
I'm just
made
so
it.
grateful for each and every day, because some people,
Yeah, I know.
unfortunately.
Oh my gosh, just even
But
thinking
we're
about
just
that.
so grateful and feel young at heart.
Yeah, and you guys are young at heart. You guys, it's crazy. Like when I think about our kids, so obviously
Yeah.
we have kids the exact
Mhm.
same age.
Absolutely.
So Darcey has 2 girls, and
Yes.
Stacey has 2 boys,
Yep.
and I have Tiara and 4 boys, so 5 total. But the girls and the boys and 2 of my boys are essentially like the same age.
Yeah, they're in
So,
their 20s.
We're like in
Parker.
this really crazy place where like
Right.
they're super independent now.
Oh, yeah.
Very much so, yeah.
And so even though we're there as their parents, like how has your relationship with the kids changed now? Because then I'll tell you what I think about like
Yes.
my relationship with
Yes.
Tiara and Ray Ray and Walker,
Right.
the older 3, like
Right.
how it's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, with Aniko and Aspen, the girls out of the whole bunch,
Yes.
they have grown up to be wise, beautiful young women.
They
and
are.
I'm so
Yeah.
proud of them. They're so smart. They're very level-headed, have great heads on their shoulders. And I feel like, they have the same mindset, think those positive thoughts. They're into manifesting and believing in themselves, and just really proud of them and, their journey, where they're headed. So
They're
Yeah.
go-getters.
They are.
I mean,
They are. It has
and the boys too.
Aspen decided where she wants to go to school
Yeah,
yet?
UConn.
Yeah!
Connecticut girl. Yes.
Another husky, the dog.
Yeah. And Aniko's in New York City now.
Yes.
She started at Arizona, University of Arizona, stayed for a year, but felt like she missed the city.
Yeah.
And she
was born there.
She was born in New York City. Both the girls were born in
Exactly.
New York City. And
So does she feel like she's home?
she does. She has a sense of home there. She feels like she belongs. She feels like, she can accomplish so much and then some. And she loves it.
Yeah.
We actually just got
We
back
were
from New
just
York. So
You were just there?
yeah.
Yeah.
And what
a few
about the
days
boys,
ago.
Stace?
The boys are doing amazing. They're 21 and 20 now. And Mateo is going to college in Connecticut.
So happy for him.
Yes.
And is he still doing all his Pokemon Go stuff?
Oh my God, he's like streaming and doing all
Mr.
the
Writer.
Oh my God, he's so amazing at writing. He wants to be like a movie
that's his
writer.
dream,
yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely. He's
Anime.
studying
He wants to
media.
write anime and media.
Yes.
And be a journalist.
Be
Yeah.
a filmmaker, and then Parker. He's the soccer superstar.
Soccer superstar.
He's in University of Rhode Island right
Which
now.
is where Ray Ray was.
Yep. So he's playing
And that's where
on the
Mateo
team.
started.
Mateo
Yes.
started at URI, and then
Oh
he
my
transferred to Iowa, University of Iowa, because he wanted to study writing. But then
Right.
I think he got homesick, and so he transferred back to Connecticut,
No,
which
but
I'm
that's a good
totally,
fit.
he's staying at he's at Dad's house and
Yeah.
working and going to school and writing and doing his thing, and Parker's doing soccer, and I'm happy Parker's back because he was in Kentucky,
That's far.
and it was so far,
Yeah.
and he's just like, Mom, he's like, I want to come back home.
They're CT kids.
Good.
They're
I mean, he
East
had a
Coast
full
kids,
scholarship to play soccer there, but he just had he wasn't happy there.
Yeah.
He just, I guess, was home
But
and
URI
stuff.
has
So,
a
but
good
you are
soccer
right. He's playing on
program.
the team there,
Right.
and he's studying finance. So he's doing amazing. I'm proud of
You
them
think
both.
he's gonna work with Grandpa, with his papa?
I think so. I mean,
think
he's
so?
definitely
Darcey's like,
like
maybe
he's
it's
the
in the cards
money,
or-
the money
yeah,
guy,
yeah,
So
right.
I'm just like, help me figure stuff out one day, Parker.
Right.
I'm not
Listen,
good with money.
It's so
smart.
crazy how like those relationships now to go from being a parent,
Yes.
being a young parent, because we had our kids around the same age,
Yes.
essentially, right?
Yes.
Like
Yep.
30.
Yeah.
We were right around 30.
Yeah.
And well, for anybody that's watching us right now, you guys, we haven't talked about this, but Darcey and Stacey and I are first cousins. So we were actually only a month apart in
Yeah.
age. You guys are a month older than me.
Yeah.
And so my mom and Darcey and Stacey's dad are brother and sister. So we don't just know each other. Like we literally grew up together, and we ended up like getting married around the same time, having kids around the same time,
Yes.
spending all of our family holidays together
Oh,
and
yeah.
summers. I mean, I was
The
talking to
best memories.
I was talking to
God.
someone the other day. So best memories. So we grew up in Central Connecticut, right? It's not like a super wealthy community. This is an amazing like families,
Yeah.
hardworking, blue collar,
Yep.
people that are just in the community, working hard, raising families. And so Ray the other day sent me this message, right? And it was like a meme that he saw, and it said something like, people that I don't fuck with. And it was like, people that were born in the mid-70s, because these people are latchkey kids. They know how to make their own food. They know how to make groceries stretch longer.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They
Yes.
know how to like get rid of blood stains, because we've
Yeah.
literally been on our own in a lot of ways
Right.
because our parents worked. They
Yes.
worked every day. Like my mom worked every day. Your dad and mom worked
yeah.
every day, and your dad traveled all over the world. And
Mhm.
I really want to get into that. But I was telling him this story, and I don't know if you guys remember this. So you guys came home from maybe Singapore.
Okay, yeah.
And whenever they came home from a long trip, because their dad's an engineer internationally,
Yeah.
so whenever they came home, it was like, Uncle Michael, can you please bring Darcey and Stacey
Yeah.
over? And
Yeah.
we never wanted them to leave.
We would like sleep at your house for like weeks
didn't
at a
wanna
time.
leave.
We never wanted to go
right.
home.
And so your mom, Auntie Nancy, would be like, Michael, bring those girls home, because she was just like, where are my daughters? So this was one of those times when
Yeah.
you guys would go over for weeks at a time.
Yeah.
And my mom and dad were both working, obviously, and there was like no food in the house. And so we were like, what can we sell?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Remember
Because
that, yeah.
we're so
Garage sales,
entrepreneurial.
everything.
Garage
Yeah.
sale. So we went into my mom and dad's cabinets and we pulled out all their shit.
Yeah.
So like pots and pans, vases, whatever we could. And we had like this little folding table in the front yard. Now, meanwhile, it was like, 3 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
Sarah was 6. Jamie was probably 2. And all day long, strangers are pulling it. Like my parents will go to jail for that now, but strangers are pulling it all day long. And we like collected enough money to like then walk up the railroad tracks.
Railroad tracks. Yes,
And
I
get those
remember.
And get
Fireball
fireballs
candies.
and like a salami sandwich. And so when my mom got home that night, she was like, what did you guys do today? We were like, we just hung out. We were hanging. And she goes in the cabinet and she goes, what the fuck happened to my fondue pots? And it was like,
Fondue pot.
All the fondue pots.
exactly. So,
Oh,
you know,
Oh
just
my
so
God.
many like long-term memories
Yes.
and just over the years and just
Yeah.
awesome. Like going to each other's weddings.
Yes, your wedding was so
That was
beautiful.
beautiful.
Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh.
Darcey, I remember your wedding.
I
in
know.
New York
Oh,
City.
yes, that
New York
was
City.
The first wedding,
First
yeah,
one.
in
Yep,
St. Patrick's.
St. Patrick's
St. Patrick's
Cathedral.
Cathedral. That was crazy.
Yeah, first wedding of the year after
After
9/11. Actually, they barricaded the streets off, so all the bystanders and the tourists and everything were walking around that area. I'm thinking, what's going on here? Is there like a celebrity getting married or like a princess or something?
Stars
And
you.
I'm like, what's going on over here? No, it's just me. There was articles out.
Remember
was
when your veil
amazing.
fell off?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like went behind her and I shook
Grabbed
it, and she
I
like
was like,
it fell off.
Can you pick up my veil?
So I had
Can
to
you
pick
pick up my veil?
Picked it
That was
up and
the
grabbed
first
it and
red
slapped
flag.
it back on her head, and I was like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it happens. That happened to Tiara too. That was beautiful,
Yeah,
actually.
first wedding. That marriage lasted 8 years, but you know.
Yeah.
You got two amazing kids.
Two
out of the
beautiful
two.
daughters.
Yes.
Annika and Aspen are my
Your
joy,
legacy.
my light. My legacy.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're also blessed.
So you guys have had a pretty incredible couple of years here.
Yeah, we have. Love
I mean,
Miami.
massive. You're living in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have been all over the world.
Yeah.
You guys had the #1 show on TLC,
Yes.
Yes.
Darcey and Stacey,
we did,
which was
yes.
incredible. I'm so freaking
Thank you.
proud of you guys. I don't think anybody really knows how hard this journey has been and
Yeah.
how long you guys have wanted this. And also,
Yeah.
when I was living in New York City and I was in my girl group on Motown Records, you guys were living in New York City and you guys were going to Strasbourg.
Yes.
Do
Yeah.
people even know that you guys actually went to school for acting? Or do they think that like one day a camera crew showed up at your house and was like, twins,
Yeah.
reality show? That's not how this works.
No.
Honestly, that's probably
It was
what
a
they
long
assumed when it was
journey.
a long journey. We
Yeah.
spoke about it before.
And honestly,
other
we want to
outlets,
thank
but
you
Yeah.
because you
Without
were
you, we wouldn't have
our
been there.
inspiration. And I remember when
Nice.
you were talking to us, and
Yeah.
we were kind of like two little lost.
We were actually
Puppy
living
dogs in New York,
Texas
yes.
and drove in a little 2-seater car with all our clothes and
Like,
trash
we're moving
bags.
to New York,
We went
Dad.
to New York to try to get into Lee Strasberg, and I remember you were, living there.
You gave us the
And
motivation to do it.
to go to try out. And when we got back to our house, we got the letter in the mail saying
We
that
got
we both
in.
got in.
But
I
I just
know.
remember you were like
Who would've
motivating us, and you were in the girl group and doing amazing things,
Right.
and we were just like,
Such inspiration.
I don't know, like we want to be, in entertainment, and you're like, do it, girls. You
Well,
got
guess
what it
what?
takes, and
Y'all
we
did
listened to
We
you.
did it.
So thank you.
High five. Thanks to
Woo!
Shan. We wanted to
Yes.
be soap opera actresses. There was
Yeah.
no reality TV at that
Yeah.
point.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, I think sometimes people think these things just magically happen.
Right.
And like when people ask me like about my journey with Grown or like, TV, film, music and all of that stuff, I always say like, look, I'm like a 30-year overnight success. I've been working in this industry since I'm
Yes.
17 years old.
Right.
And it takes a long time
Mhm.
to find people that believe in you, want to support you, want to ride for you, give you opportunities. And this is, I don't know if there's a harder business than entertainment, maybe restaurants. So I clearly am a glutton
Yeah.
for punishment, but it's been a long journey for you guys. And
Wow.
from being 20 years old
Yeah.
in your little 2-seater car at Strasbourg
Yeah.
to here, what was the next step after acting school in New York City for you guys? Was it LA in the white t-shirt
Yeah,
movie?
it was. It was actually during our first divorces. We got divorced on the same
Yes.
day. We were living in Connecticut, one big house, like the
We
Brady
took about
Bunch.
10 years.
We had 10 years
after
apart.
Strasbourg. We had like 10 years where we, lived the married life and had our kids. And
Right.
I was like traveling because my ex-husband was a professional soccer player. So I
Yes.
kind of lived that life, the soccer wife,
Right.
the professional athlete wife for a while.
Right.
And it was amazing. It was great. No,
Yep.
hard feelings. I had my sons, two amazing, beautiful
And you
sons.
were able to be an at-home mom, and you loved
Yes,
being an
I
at-home
was
mom.
a stay-at-home
Most of you
mom.
guys were
We
stay-at-home
stay-at-home
So was
moms.
Darcey.
I was living in New York for the 10 years there, got married, had my daughters.
My dad got the house in Connecticut. So we all just,
Yeah. And renovated
moved
it. We got
Yeah.
our first
Oh, that was
hand
amazing.
at learning
Yes.
how to do interior decorating, which we loved.
yes.
Yes.
So we were all in Dad's big house, which is like our safe haven always when we
Yes.
travel and come back to one place in Connecticut.
Dad
marriages
came
were-
home one year
did.
because I think he saw like our relationships weren't
flourishing.
flourishing. So
And he was living in China at the
he
time.
was living in China at the time, and he's been there. He was there like
Yeah.
20 years.
Came
Your
home for
dad
the holiday.
owned maybe like the largest engineering
Yes.
firm in all of Asia.
Yes.
Super
Yeah.
successful engineer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely worked his way up in the
Global, yeah.
ranks, and just so
He came
in
home
awe
one
of what he
year
does.
during Christmas. He usually would stay for 2 weeks at a
Yeah.
time, and said, "All right, let's meet downstairs
Like, to have the
2 o'clock,
meetings.
2 o'clock tomorrow." It was very like how he likes to set up
Yeah.
meetings with
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
And he said, "I have, I feel like you guys aren't happy in your marriages, but I have
An
an
opportunity for you
guys
girls
that
if you
nobody
really want
else
to do
will
it.
probably ever,
Yeah.
give you. And
Because he saw what we did to the house. We kind of flipped it. Remember
Yes.
when we
We did.
took
I
his
kept
house
saying
that he
you guys
bought?
need a twin flip show. I kept saying
Yes.
And
that.
we
we
were
did.
gonna, yes, we were like, maybe we should do our own show, like a twin flip or something,
Right.
like a
Yeah,
renovation
yeah.
show,
Yeah.
like a competition twin.
'Cause you
where we-
guys are amazing
yes.
at that.
Yeah, it was fun. We did it all on a dime as well because he gave us a budget.
Yeah.
He's always likes us to learn how to budget. So we went to Miami, our first time away from the
This
kids
was
and the husband.
before 2010.
Yes. And we
We
decided
stayed for
to
2 weeks alone.
decided to
Me and
go
her.
into real estate, looking for short sales, and Miami when the market was a lot better and like cheaper.
Yeah.
And
We wanted to
I
flip
don't know,
houses.
there was rumors in town that the Olsen twins were there, but I think it was really us because people kept coming up to
Yeah.
us when we were shopping around.
Like, oh my God, can I have a photo with you?
Which one are you,
Mary
Mary-Kate
Mary
or
Kate,
Ashley?
Ashley?
Okay.
And we were just
random.
like,
Yeah.
okay. We took photos with random people that were like
Yeah.
fans of Mary Kate and Ashley, but they thought
Right.
we were them.
You were blonde
Yeah.
twins, and they
So-
thought these are the twins
Yeah.
that I know.
And our realtor, Jinx,
said, "Why don't you go back
girls-
home and market your stuff
Yeah.
out as twins?" So we had Mateo,
So I
her
had
oldest son.
Mateo
What?
take
Headshots of us.
Headshots
of us
His little cell
on my
phone.
little cell phone. And
We submitted
I
it to
went-
Craigslist. The
Craigslist.
next day we got a
I
call
went on-
for Kathleen and Huda. They sent a car.
there was an audition for they needed twins. I
Yes.
just went on Craigslist randomly.
Yes.
And
Okay.
an
I didn't know
audition popped-
Craigslist did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was like audition or
for
something.
twins.
So there was an audition asking for, we're looking for twins for
Like a
the
modeling
Today Show,
segment.
Okay.
for a segment for a morning show. And I sent our pictures, the ones that Mateo took, and we got a call back the next day. They sent
They
a
sent a
limo,
car.
they sent a car, we got in
What?
hair and makeup, and we did a fashion segment
Yeah.
for Kathy B and Huda. And she was like, is this,
Yeah.
are
you
you?
actually went on our show twice because that
Yes, then they
trip
call-
we did another video for twins or something, and that guy wanted to say, you guys, your story's so interesting. Everybody kept saying to us, you guys need your own reality show. So then we hired a little production team and did our own twin life show that we put on YouTube and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes,
over the
I
years.
remember that.
Life.
Before
And
the
then-
LA, before the divorces,
Yeah.
and then 2000.
So I think we were just kind of
10.
warming up back then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were warming up to seeing what the
Yeah.
future would hold, and gave us that little spark of energy and to manifest what we truly wanted and desired.
But honestly, it was the day
Yeah.
we got divorced because we got divorced on the same day.
Yeah. So when you guys went into the courtroom with
Yeah.
your
Yeah. Yep.
with your two husbands,
yeah.
and you got in front of the judge and said, "We're getting divorced on the exact same day,"
Yeah.
was the judge like?
Well, he was prepped by the mediator the day before,
So he knew.
He
knew.
knew.
He wasn't like, "This is a
But-
circus. I'm not doing it." He was
Yes.
like, "This is what they want
Yeah.
to do. We're
Yeah.
going to do
But
it."
I
Yeah,
think he
our
saw
lawyer
something
prepped.
in us, and he said to the guys, first he said,
Watch
"Is this
it,
is this a reality show?" But
Mm-hmm.
he just said he was like,
He went to each couple first. Me and Georgie, that's my new husband.
Uh-huh.
Me and
Frank,
got divorced first, and then Stacey and Gore. And he said, "You better, keep an eye on these girls because you know what? They're going to be something someday."
That's what the judge said.
Yeah.
yeah,
He was right.
believed in
He
us.
was
He saw
right.
something special in
Yeah.
us that I guess maybe they didn't see at the time.
Yeah, because we moved to LA right after that.
So.
Started House of 11, and we did White Tea,
Yeah.
a production.
So
with
let's talk
11th
about House of
Entertainment.
11
Yes.
for a little bit because
Mhm.
that's great. So right now I have on, for anybody that doesn't know, you guys House of 11 stuff. So
Yay.
you know that I love your stuff. These are literally my favorite jeans. And I know you guys don't have these online anymore because these are an older
Yes.
version. But my mom, okay, your Auntie Jackie, has to ask me to stop wearing these jeans and jacket because it's threadbare.
Oh
but
my
I love
the
it.
thing is, these jeans are so
Yeah.
soft.
They are
Aren't
soft.
they?
And
Yeah.
they give you such great curves.
Yes.
Like they
Yes.
really hug your body.
Mhm.
And this jacket is my everyday jacket in the summer
Aw,
because
Shannon,
it's
thank
so
you.
small and I roll my
It's
sleeves
good,
or
right?
whatever. Like it looks, and you had a very cute tank dress, maybe like 4 summers ago,
Yes.
that was made out of like a tank top material.
Yes.
And it was the color of like what I would call grape.
Yes.
And so I had these little white Nikes with a grape check and this little
Aw.
jacket. And that was like, we went to Disney World, we went everywhere. And that was my summer dress. I'm such a
Aw.
creature of habit. So if I like something, I wear it all the time. So that's why I wanted to wear this today because you guys are designers and this is your stuff and I authentically wear it all the time. So people need to check out House of 11. It's houseof11.com.
Yep.
House11.com.
And then Darce, show them your cuff because this is a
Yes.
new piece from House of 11,
Yes,
right?
it is. This is our House of 11 jewelry collection.
Yes.
This is
Custom
a really
cuff.
custom cuff that's made with crystal and it's really heavy silver. You
So
feel it's
we
made really well with
designed
our
that
logo.
for in honor of Michael because our angel wings are our logo, and you can see we have our
With the number 11.
our tattoo. We wanted to make it like our tattoo.
And 11 because of twins.
11.
Manifesting
yes.
number. Our
Okay.
brother
Yes,
was born
May 11th,
11th.
past July 11th, and then after he passed, we would see 11/11 on the clock all the time, like he was with
Right.
us, and hence the angel wings and House of 11.
Yes.
came about. We just wanted to do something in honor of him, and
make it a feel good brand.
yes,
Yeah.
just to continue his legacy, because he was a fighter.
Yeah. And
You
so
know?
And angel wings are relatable. I feel like
Yeah.
it makes everybody feel good and safe, and
they're beautiful.
They're very beautiful.
Yeah.
So
And
it's a fun piece.
people experience, well, that's so incredible that you say that it's a fun piece, because it is a fun piece.
Yeah.
But the story behind it could also be like incredibly sad.
Mhm.
But Michael is
Yes.
such a big part of your story.
Yeah.
And I know that like on your show, obviously you
Yeah.
talk about Michael a lot. I mean, Michael to me, so for anybody that may or may not know, Michael was Darcey and Stacey's older brother, and my cousin. Baby Michael is what we called him.
Yes.
Baby Mike. My mom calls him Mickey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I call Mateo Mickey too.
You do?
Yeah.
Such a beautiful, incredible fighter, and he was diagnosed with a very rare form of
Yeah.
children's cancer when he was young, and he
Yeah.
passed away at 27 years old
27,
of Ewing sarcoma.
Mhm.
And so you guys, in addition to building House of 11, your
Mhm.
fashion line,
Mhm.
in his honor and in his memory, you also have like a philanthropic eye for anyone with children's cancer. And
Yeah.
so tell me about how you turned your pain
Mhm.
of losing a sibling, which is impossible to even conceive of. And obviously your dad is irrevocably changed after losing a child. No one should ever lose a child.
Yeah.
How did you turn your pain into purpose? Because I know that Michael is, well, one, so proud of you.
Yeah. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Shannon.
Shannon.
Yeah. Feel him with us every day.
Yeah.
He's here right now.
Yeah. How did you do that? I mean, I know you guys have each other,
Yeah.
and thank God, but this was unbelievable. I mean, I remember picking you up.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. You were there.
You
Yeah,
were
You
there
were the whole
In the
time.
beginning, Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I remember picking you up,
Yeah.
Darce, in New York, and just
Yeah.
driving like a bat out of hell to
Yeah,
the
I remember that.
hospital
Yeah.
so you could get there in time to say
Yes.
goodbye.
You
Yeah.
know?
And man, that was something.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah.
But you guys have taken this hardship, this tragedy, this incredible loss, and really turned it into something special. And when did you guys know we're going to do a fashion line and it's going to be
Yeah.
for Michael, and we're going to really honor him
Yeah.
Right.
through this other thing that we love so
Right,
much,
right.
which is fashion
Yeah.
and design?
I feel like, after he passed away in 98, we had such that loss, and then he's always in our heart, and I felt like we needed to do something. We were just stay-at-home moms at the time, but right after the divorce and during that time when our dad was around, he gave us this motivation like to strive and do something, and we always wanted to do it in honor of him, and I felt like that was our way to never give up.
Like
if someone
his-
brought us down, we would
Yeah.
just keep going, be Silva strong and keep going, because if he could fight, so can we.
And that's where Silva Strong
And
comes
that's
from.
where
Yes.
Silva strong
Yeah,
from our
from
brother,
Michael.
because he
Right.
always fought all
He
the
was the last
treatments.
Silva
He
to
was-
carry the name.
And we took our last name back.
That's why we took the Silva name back after the divorces.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and until this day, we will continue to do that.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of
Like
challenges.
his death, even though it was painful and stuff, it's never in vain. Like
Right.
his memory, people will know his name. I want the whole world to know who Michael
Right.
Silva was
Yeah.
and how he
Through
was a
his-
fighter. And if
his
we had to do
story.
it through our fashion brand, House of 11,
He's
it's
watching
just
over us. He
People
believed in
know.
our
They stop
journey.
us in the street. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, your brother!" Like your story hits because everybody's had someone that's passed.
Yes. of
But it
course.
hits home and it just resonates. And I just feel like
And you guys
if
are
we
so
could just-
vulnerable and so open
Yeah.
when you talk about him and how much you love him. And you guys lived
Gosh,
all
yeah.
over the world
Yeah.
together.
he was our protector.
If we can
He was
help
like,
heal somebody through our story and the pain that we've gone through
Yeah.
and the resilience that we've gone through, it's worth every
he was. I
every moment.
remember he would tell us never give up.
Yeah.
Twins.
Because we were
like,
bullied growing up.
yeah.
We were like the underdogs. We
Right.
were
little
shy. We were
nerdy, shy. Remember,
introverted. We never really talked. We just kind of had each other because we always moved.
You guys
like
always
family.
it was
Yeah,
so hard to
it
put down
was.
roots.
Yeah,
So yeah,
like family was our safe haven. Like you guys, like
Yeah.
our home, and just
But
our
even
brother.
like high school, you guys we went
Yeah.
to high school together for what, 2 years?
Yeah, and then we left.
And then you guys left.
Left.
You guys
Left.
you were constantly moving, which
Yeah.
it's so interesting because you guys love to travel now as
Yeah.
adults.
Yeah.
We're like,
And you
"Get us
guys
out
are
of here."
like,
We're never
Miami,
settled.
Europe. We're
Yeah,
on our
next.
way to exactly.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
that's such a part of you now, like
Yeah.
your natural rhythm is to
Yeah.
you have no fear when it comes
No.
to picking up and starting
Yes.
over somewhere else. And so that's kind of incredible too.
Yeah.
That even
Yeah.
as a child, you might have been like, God, why does my dad always have to move?
Mhm.
Why do we always have to
Right.
move for work?
Mhm.
Because where have you lived? You lived in Singapore.
London,
Yes.
Japan, Singapore,
Yeah, went to school there. I mean,
Texas,
yeah.
Indiana, West Virginia. We graduated, went to college in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Our last year's of high school.
Yeah.
Connecticut, it's always been home away from home, our
Right.
safe haven. Los Angeles, New York City, now Florida.
Yeah.
But
In Milwaukee for a little bit because
Yeah,
Goran was in
Ohio.
Milwaukee.
Yes,
when
I
he
lived
was,
in Ohio and Milwaukee. Yeah.
Right.
We
Yeah,
are
we lived
all
there too.
over.
You
Yeah.
know, but Connecticut's always home away for home. We feel his spirit whenever we're there
Yeah.
and wherever we travel. So it's like we wanted to create like these feel good brands to be able to help others, really.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody's gone through someone, you know, that they loved in their life, and it's just
Our way to
it's
give back.
Our way to give back.
So right now, House of 11 lives online, but you
Yes,
also
right.
have some select stores where people
Mhm.
can find it.
Yeah, we actually were in stores in the past when we first started our brand. A lot of celebrities wore it. Nicki Minaj, Demi Lovato. She wore our
Actually,
leggings.
it started out as like just a women's clothing brand.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
we did like more leather leggings
Yes,
and
we're known for our
jackets.
I
leggings.
remember that.
But we decided to kind of just keep it more, you know, a little more simple and,
Yeah.
you know, the online
It's been
store.
a journey, you know, and we're very grateful for the opportunities we've had with celebrities wearing
Yeah.
it and stuff. And, you know, I mean, we've been in magazines, there's been articles about it. We've been able to talk about it on the show, which is a blessing, you
Mhm.
know. It's just for our way to be able to tell our story
Yeah.
through our eyes, and hopefully it resonates with somebody to help them as well.
And you guys love the design piece.
Yes.
Yeah, we
yes.
just have that bug for
Yes.
it, you know. We learned
And
ground
you've
up.
always
We
had
did.
that.
We did. We love
You
fashion.
worked every single part of the business.
Yep.
Yes.
From, you know, drawing it to
Well, we have a
touching the
team.
fabrics.
Yeah, we have a team that
Right,
helps
but
us.
you have
Yeah.
your hands on
Yes.
with your
Absolutely.
business.
Everything is like our vision.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
so beyond the House of 11, call it a franchise.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks.
Then the Darcey and Stacey of it all, right?
Yeah.
And then now you guys just most recently had this other thing that came out. It started with 90 Day Fiancé.
Yes.
But actually, Darcey, you take it away from there
Oh,
because
boy.
you were in
Oh,
LA
Yes.
Yep.
and you guys did your movie that you guys produced.
Yes.
Yes.
The White Tea.
We have
White
11th
Tea.
Entertainment.
11th
11th
Entertainment.
Entertainment.
Actually, we started that.
We started
before
that.
House and
Yeah, we
House
started that
11.
first.
Okay. And so from there,
So we wanted to make movies.
How did the 90 Day Fiancé
So
happen?
we started 11th Entertainment, then House of 11. Then we came back to Connecticut. I feel like we were in LA for about 8 years, and we just feel like we wanted to get a little bit closer to home again,
Yeah.
and just reboot and just kind of revive.
Yeah,
our
recharge your
energy,
batteries.
Yeah.
Recharge our batteries. So actually, Stacey knew about the show first. She was engaged
Yeah.
to Florian. The
Yeah.
next thing I knew, there was something on Facebook, an ad saying, "Oh, they're doing a spinoff called Before 90 Days, and they're looking for couples." I had already been in a relationship with someone from Amsterdam for about 6 months. Wrote in a letter, got a call back. They auditioned us both, I think, at that time, and I think they were waiting for her K-1 visa process for the 90-day show. But 90 Day B90 was the first season of couples that were not ever met in person, have never met in person, no engagement, no nothing, in
Wow.
hopes of getting,
So
married.
it's about international couples meeting
yes.
for the first time.
So Before 90 Day is a show based off of couples that have not met in person. So when I went to Amsterdam to meet Jesse for the very first time, it was the very first time.
Wow.
You know, we talked and seen each other on the phone and talked for months.
But it was your
that's
first face-to-face
Face
meeting.
to face meeting,
Yes.
in person, in flesh. You could see each other, smell each other, you know,
All the things.
all
Yeah.
the things.
And then that experience
Yep.
was so successful for you
Yeah.
and for TLC as a brand
Yeah.
that they were like, okay, this 90 Day Fiancé thing
Yes.
is cool. But guess what's even cooler? Darcey and Stacey.
Yes.
And they need their own show.
Yeah, they gave
And
us their
then
own show.
that was an explosion for you
Yes.
guys.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
what did that feel like after from 20 years old
Right.
at Lee Strasberg,
Right.
you know, and NYU in New York City to having the
It's
#1 show on
like
TLC?
incredible, because you know what? When we were at Lee Strasberg, we actually took a class. It was
Yep,
a TV
I remember
acting
that.
class, and I remember I asked the teacher that she had us memorize plays to do a scene in front of the class. But I said, "Well, does it have to be from a play? Could it be for something from real life?" And I didn't really know about reality shows at the time.
Right.
She's like,
Yeah.
"Okay, why not?" So we were reenacting the scene when we found out our brother had cancer. She's like, "Wait a minute, stop!" Everybody was crying in the room.
Yeah, we had
It
the
was so
whole
emotional.
class like in tears. Like they felt
Really?
it. They felt our
it.
emotion,
She
and
told us
that was our reality.
Yeah.
And she stopped us.
She said, "Stop." She's like, "Don't you dare do that. Like, why would
She
you
got
like
mad
bring
at
that
us.
on?" She got mad at us. She's
Like we were gonna manifest. Like I don't know.
Anyway,
she
she
didn't
made
know
us
that
stop.
it was a true story. Who knows?
She didn't know it was reality. She just said,
It
"Stop."
was our reality, but
It wasn't what she wanted us to do, I guess. And then everybody stopped us after we left the class. Like, wow, I can't believe she said that to you guys. This
Yeah.
is so moving and touching. Like, and we know that's real, you know. And who would have? We never. It's like we kind of never really went back to that class because we
Yeah.
felt,
We need to send her some tape.
yeah, hello, and we
Then,
did it.
Guess what?
So-
Sorry to call you out your
I
name and
guess our
everything.
calling
but,
is, you know, being ourselves,
Being ourselves,
you know,
being authentic.
authentic and real, and just,
right.
you know, leading with our emotions, and that's okay because I feel like a lot of people resonate with what we
Our
go
stories,
through in our
yeah.
story.
And we're okay to share that.
It's
we can
healing
be
for us
very vulnerable
to do this.
is absolutely one of the best things I've ever been able to do. And I know
Yeah,
Stacey
absolutely.
feels
And
the
most
same.
people are so
We don't regret it.
terrified
I know.
for anyone to
Mhm.
not only like to know who you really are without your mask, but also to see you raw.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like to really be raw, and you really
Yeah,
have to be,
you
because
do.
even though reality TV has its elements, because the kids and I have been on your show, 'cause
Yeah.
whenever you've said, Shannon, can you come on the show with the
Yeah.
kids?
And
I'm
you're the
like,
best.
yes,
You're
I'm
the
there.
best.
I'm happy to, whatever.
You're a fan favorite. They love you.
Yes.
No, but just whatever. And so of course to be able there to be there to support you, but it's work. One,
Yeah.
These are long
Long
days,
hours.
Long days,
with
long hours.
no breaks, with shoes that hurt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I know people are probably like, oh, we don't have a pity party for you when you're on TV and you're making good money and your shoes hurt. We don't care. I understand that, but I think there is a part of this that people don't understand, that what it takes to allow the world into your private moments, to your
Yes.
heartbreak,
Absolutely.
in such a vulnerable way, when maybe you don't feel like being on camera, when maybe you're going through perimenopause, when you and your spouse are having a fucking drag out, when
Yeah.
Right.
you know, when it
Yeah.
feels like your whole world is falling apart around you. And you know, like even on Instagram, whenever I tag
Yeah.
you guys in anything, there's all these hilarious little like
I know.
gifts or whatever, and you're like crying.
Yeah. Yes.
You know?
Yeah. The
But-
cry face.
But
Yes.
that's something that's really special about you guys, because you
Thank you.
allow people
Mhm.
in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think people are naturally voyeurs, but also people really want connection. That's what's missing in the world now. And you've allowed people to connect with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so was that cathartic for you to allow people in?
Yeah, I feel like for
Yeah.
me it was healing, and to be
Me
able to
too.
give back and share my emotions with the world, because I feel like it is so hard for a lot of people to do that. If I can share my experiences, it'll be easier for them to heal as well, or get out of a toxic relationship.
What to do,
or-
what not to do,
Yeah.
or
And a lot of my DMs, my messages are from amazing women and men and people that just say thank you for helping me by watching you.
Yeah.
You've helped me heal.
I know
So-
sometimes you might see like we get a lot of hate or whatever, but we get a lot of love too. I mean,
Yeah.
they'll privately message us and just say, you really helped me in my life, and just keep going, keep
Yeah.
doing your thing. And
It's
We embrace
beautiful.
the
It
fans
is.
and people when
Yeah.
they come see us in the
they
street.
hug us like they know us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
It's
hug
like
them back, and we
family.
love that,
Yeah.
And we spend
We're
time
not
with them. We talk with them.
standoffish. We're very embracing.
Yeah.
And that's what people love about you guys,
Yeah.
because they feel that.
Mhm.
They feel like, one, how much you guys love each other,
Yeah.
right? And also how welcoming you are and allowing people into your world.
Right.
I think like the veil is being lifted now, because people
Yeah.
can really have a communication with people on the other side of the screen now in a way that before reality TV, before TikTok, and
Yeah.
people being able to do confessionals,
Yeah.
people
Right.
didn't have access to you in this
No.
way.
Right.
Right.
They thought you were off living in La La Land somewhere,
Right,
and now
right,
it's
right.
like you're welcoming people into your most intimate moments.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. I
it's
mean,
a beautiful
we don't mind
feeling.
it. We're
You
used
guys
to
would
it.
do it again?
Absolutely.
I think it's just in our blood.
It's in
at
our
this
blood, yeah.
point, and
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like we would never stop. We'll keep going some way, shape, or form. Even if the show's end, we'll figure out how to continue it, because it
Yeah.
heals others. It helps others.
And do
Yeah.
you guys think about still producing movies? Because I know that's
Yeah.
always been
Yeah.
something that you love.
Absolutely.
And I know
Yeah.
the design piece is still a really big thing for you. Like,
Absolutely.
for years, I've been like, God, guys, I love this for you, but I also feel like there's like an HGTV
I
show.
know. We keep thinking about these ideas
I
we're ready to
know.
pitch.
I feel like you know us so well, and,
Yeah.
Well,
and we
definitely
love
HGTV.
designing. That would be fun.
House of Love and
Yeah.
Home.
Well, we
have
did a
so many
fun
ideas.
commercial with
There's another set of twins that does home flips, right?
Yeah, there's
these
there's a
brothers.
few actually
yeah,
now.
yeah, the
Are there?
brothers,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the brothers for sure have like a
Yeah.
huge hit
Yep.
TV show.
Right, yeah.
That do
We
flip
did
stuff.
some commercial for HGTV.
Yeah, we
with,
did. We did.
Ty Peddington.
Mhm.
Yeah,
A
we did a
little-
little
a little-
intro for his show, and that
his
was
show.
fun. But yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah,
You know.
but right now you guys are still.
Or a sitcom if we have a script
yeah.
out there with our other friend that lives in
Yeah.
LA.
Maybe bring
So it's
sitcoms
11th
back
Entertainment with our other partner
Yeah.
and friend.
called We Got a Show Daddy.
We got a show, Daddy.
Hilarious.
Right?
It's a play on words, like we got a show Daddy.
Right,
like we
right.
could do it.
Can you believe it? We did it big.
Your dad.
And we wrote that years ago,
And it was before,
any reality show.
and the theme is basically two
Twins.
ex-reality stars go
Moved
back to
to LA.
California.
And you guys wrote that before
Yes, it's
Yes.
so weird.
Okay, that's
yeah.
weird. But
Yeah.
you guys
But
are like
it's
the
a
queen of
scripted
manifesting.
sitcom.
Yeah, like Queen of
Yeah.
like we got a show.
Did you guys ever in your
Crazy.
wildest dreams think that your dad would become the sleeper hit from the show?
Right?
Your
I think he
dad.
secretly loves it.
Uncle Michael is like sometimes like
He's like,
once
"When we
in a
film
blue
it again?"
moon. I know he doesn't like social media, but every once in a blue moon,
Yeah.
if he posts something, I'll like it, and then all these
Yeah.
comments will be like,
Yeah.
"Yes,
He
Daddy
loves it.
He
Yes.
does.
Definitely does. But we call him Mentor Mike. fans love him, people love him, and we couldn't have done it without him. I feel like he cheers us on.
You know,
from
he's the
side
first person we call whenever, you know, we need to talk, or whether it's the show stuff or personal. He's just always been there for us. And, you know, I think he's got that, you know, acting bug or entertainment bug. And
he did a play when we lived in Japan.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. So I think he secretly likes
anybody.
being on camera. And,
Yeah,
you know.
but also he's a
good.
serious entrepreneur. I mean, they all the kids in the Silva family are entrepreneurs. So
know.
like, my
Yes.
mom owns a business. Uncle Michael owns a huge business.
Yeah.
Uncle Butchie, may he rest in peace, owned a business. Auntie Sherry, Auntie Andy, like.
Yeah.
So our grandfather was the commissioner of minority small business for the state of Connecticut. And all of his kids own small businesses. So we have the entrepreneurial gene.
Yes.
It's like running through our veins. And so
love it.
I think all the stuff that we're doing, you know, whether it's Growing or House of 11 or the TV stuff, the film stuff, all of that stuff, even our kids now are entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Ray has his rich kids.
So
Aniko
amazing.
what is Aniko working on?
She's doing
doing a bunch of
studying
marketing stuff.
She's so
She's
smart.
just loving life in New York and really ready to you know, do more with
She's like
social
a marketing
media.
genius.
Yeah, she's
influencer.
so smart.
You know,
Yeah.
she collabs with a lot of brands and Aspen too. So they're both studying marketing. I know they're going to be very successful, whatever.
And like
outlet
their
they take.
age group has it on lock. Like
Oh, yeah.
we could sit here all day long and try to like crack the code on this stuff.
Yeah.
These kids are just like, just give me your phone, mom. Just get out of the way. You're
Yeah.
a mess.
Yeah.
Let me just take this from here.
I know.
So when you think about like what's next for our 50th year
Yes.
to potentially the next 5 years, do you have a picture?
I do.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
We
And
want to
don't
grow.
tell us any secrets. I know you can't. I know there's certain things you can't
I
talk
think,
about.
You know, we're you know, we want to grow House of 11 even more, go global.
House
We
of
actually
11 to go
we went to
global.
Dubai last year and had the time of our life.
Yes,
We met
I
with
remember that.
so many people
Just
and
elevated. It was.
it
such an
was
amazing
like
experience.
the most elevated version of ourselves that we ever felt.
We're on our own media tour with no help. We just
Just
decided
no
to do it on
know-how,
our
just
own.
kind of went
We
and
did podcasts. We went on Loving Dubai. We went on Virgin Radio.
What did
with
you do? Just reach out to
Chris
people. We're going to
Fade.
be here.
Yeah.
yeah. And they were like, we love it, love
Hey,
it.
we love you girls.
We met with developers.
Mona from Who the Beauty Sisters.
Yes,
Monica
she's
Tan,
incredible.
Love her.
Oh
right?
yes, yeah.
You know, actually,
Huge successful.
Annika is working with her company a
Yeah,
little bit.
Monica
Monica
Tan.
as well.
Okay.
Yep.
And now what about Rihanna?
Oh my
Yes.
gosh,
Tell me about
that is
that.
crazy.
Wow, that was such an epic moment.
Yeah, so we were in
So many
LA.
epic
We were at
moments.
Delilah's in LA, doing a fashion show for House of 11. And we just happened to be across the table from her. It was like literally she was like that table, we're like right here, and she was surrounded by her bodyguards, so you couldn't like really go up and say hi, but
Sure. And you wouldn't know because you guys were just
Yeah, we were
having
doing
a-
our
we were
thing.
just
Right.
chilling,
You know.
doing our thing. I mean, we noticed her, but we didn't, you know,
Yeah.
get like, oh my God, Rihanna.
Right.
So we get up to leave, and her bodyguards like stop us. They're like,
Yeah.
please, like,
He
come
was
back.
like this. Come here.
Come back, come back,
here.
come back.
And then she's
And then
standing there,
she comes out of her
and
section in her seat and
literally just opened
hugs
her
us,
arms and
braces
hugs
us. Oh my God, I love you girls.
Yeah.
So
Oh
she
my
stopped us. She
gosh.
wanted to
Yeah,
like
how
just say
freaking
hi,
amazing
and
is that?
she's like, I love you
We all got
girls.
chills in
And
that moment. Yeah, she was-
Yeah.
yeah, Florian and Georgie were there at the time, and
Yeah.
and she was like, make sure
Be
you
good to
you
them.
take care of my girls.
Yeah, it was an epic moment that
It
we'll
was
never
pretty
forget.
epic,
And
yeah.
just to feel her embrace, I went back. I was like, "We love you. Thank you for inspiring the world,
That's
and
beautiful.
thank you for watching
Yeah.
our journey because you know that means a lot to us." So
Yeah,
we,
it was-
we thanked her for that.
That's
and
incredible.
Yeah,
we were just really
the
excited.
fact that
we had
Rihanna
that moment.
acknowledged us and knew
It
who
was
we
epic.
were was like, wow.
And had been following your story and
Yeah.
like completely dialed in
Like,
and a fan,
knew our
which is
names, everything.
amazing.
Yep.
Wow.
Crazy.
Amazing. Do you feel like when you guys are out in the world, people can tell you guys apart?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes they'll
Usually
call me
we're together.
Darcey, or
Yeah, they'll
you know,
get us confused sometimes, or
But you think in general?
in general, I
just in
think
general,
they could tell.
yeah.
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 Our voices are a little different, a little bit more raspy.
We're
but
coming into our own, like in our older years, you
Yeah.
know.
So funny.
Which is
So you know Leslie, our musician
Yes.
friend Leslie.
Love
You're
Leslie.
talking about like how do you like
Love her.
impact someone's heart and how you embrace
Yeah.
people. So do you remember a couple of years ago when we were on our
Yes.
beach location?
Yes.
We did like a
Yes.
Galentine's Day event,
That was
right?
so much fun. Yes.
So much fun. And so my friend Leslie was going through some stuff, and so
Yeah.
she texted me and was like, how's everything? And I was like, good. And I'm like, what are you doing right now? And she was like, just home in my pajamas. And I was like, I think you need to come over here. And the reason I told her that was because she and I were on the phone one day, and she said to me, have you ever seen Darcey and Stacey on TLC? And I was like,
Aw.
yes. And she said, and I said, why are you asking me that? And she said, because your voice, like the quality of your voice reminds me so much of how Darcey and Stacey sound.
Oh my
And I was like, Darcey and Stacey are my first cousins. And she was like, no, what? How come I didn't know that? And I'm like, well, why would you know that? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it talks about, you know,
Right.
who they're related to or
Right.
whatever. And so that night when I called her and
Yeah.
she came over and met you guys, that was like
Beautiful.
one of her lowest moments. She was really going through it and meeting you guys and you guys embracing her and just welcoming her into your fold. And then you guys became fast friends and then she came on the show.
It was great. It was
That's
like
your
meant to be.
bestie, totally. And I remember
Thanks
that day.
to you, Shannon.
No,
Thank
just
you.
like you guys were new to Miami and she was
were
really
nice.
needing to be able to like have another reason to
It was
kind of like.
serendipity. It was amazing.
You're really
And
good at connecting people, and I feel like you
that
just,
was
you know.
No, you guys too. That was amazing.
We felt her energy, and she's, like us, and I'm glad she's a part of the show and the journey. And
Yeah.
we'll always be a part of her life, and we'll always be there to support her the way that she loves and supports
She's
us.
so great.
Thank you for that connection.
Of course, you guys. And
very
thank you
sweet.
guys for being such an awesome friend to her. And how are you guys feeling about Miami? Is Miami still like a good second home for you?
Yeah, I feel
Definitely.
like Miami's an amazing second home. We live in Brickell. It's kind of fun. We didn't bring our cars. They're still in Connecticut.
Yeah.
But, it's fun when we're filming and doing other things. We're with, meeting friends and networking,
there's so much
going
to
out.
do, so many events,
It's
and
a
I
great
feel like
place to be and network, and I think it's just a great place to kind of call second home. I feel like Connecticut's always home away from home, but
Same.
when we're in Connecticut, we kind of hide away. We
do that
hibernate
too.
a little bit. We're just with the kids and stuff.
we get out and about.
We try to
more.
get the kids come to Miami more, but they're all obviously in school, so they're
Yeah.
actually coming for spring break. But
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
it's the tough part is being far away from them. But they're older now, and
They're
it's
in college,
just
doing their things,
quick
so.
flight, and we're all together.
So give me some twin advice because you guys know that I'm a grandmother now because
Yes.
Tiara has her 3 baby
Congratulations.
girls. Thank you. And so Tatum's almost 2. My little sweet potato pie. She's so adorable.
Gorgeous.
And then Tiara and Travis just have twin girls now.
I saw her at the mall that one time in Connecticut. Yeah.
And so now I'm a
Babies.
grandmother of twins, which is
Love it.
crazy. And I haven't spent any real time around them, so I'm having a
Right.
hard time really like identifying Teddy, Tristan,
Right.
Tristan, Teddy.
They're
But
identical,
we're gonna
right?
spend a couple months together,
Yeah.
which I'm so excited for. They're gonna come and stay with us, and then obviously we spend all of our summers with them. But what do you think about like when you were little? Your mom always had you guys dressed the same.
Yeah,
Yeah, she sure
did.
did. I remember.
maybe a color difference, but other than
And
that,
like people, it was really hard. I always could tell you guys apart,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it was, I think, because we were the same age. But it was
True.
really hard for people, like in your family,
Yeah.
extended family, maybe not your best friends, but like people to really say, like, because you guys are identical twins.
yes,
Yeah.
Who's who, what's what, and that's
Right.
always like a silly game for people and whatever. My game for you guys was like you guys being able to read each other's minds, which you
I was
can do.
playing those games. Think of this summer. What
That
is
was
it?
my game, exactly. Which dance move were you gonna do? But for even now with Tiara and Travis, sometimes they'll be like, "Who do you think this is? Who do you think that is?"
Yeah.
And I'm like
Right.
hesitant to play that game
Okay.
because I know how that
Yes.
made you guys feel.
Mm-hmm.
So as like a twin grandmother now, give me some advice on how to be a loving, supporting person who has baby twins that they love,
Right.
but also to help foster individuality.
Right.
True.
Absolutely.
That's a good point.
Because
point.
I
Yes.
think that is the challenge.
Because
It is the
sometimes a lot of
challenge.
people, they group the twin like as one. Like people would just call us the twins
Yes.
and never really would say, oh, Stacey or Darcey. So we kind of grew up always like,
We
think
didn't
we're
figure
the
out
same
our
person.
own identity until our
Later in life, for sure.
Or later teens, early 20s when we were kind of on our
And
own.
that's no
But
fault
that's
to
fine.
like,
That's
you know, the
kind
way
of
we
on our
were
own 'cause
grew up.
We were a little
Yeah.
introverted.
Right.
But having, obviously when they're little babies, it's like you look more alike. It's like you just have to figure out like their own little identity, their quirks, their little, coos and their cons,
Yeah.
and their, the little things like that. But just give them equal time.
Equal,
I feel like
yeah.
it was always you had to be even.
Even
Stevens.
Stevens
Probably
equal,
when we were
yeah.
little and didn't even know it, because our dad would say we used to like fight in the crib, like if we
Yeah.
didn't get enough attention.
Really?
Yeah, we had our own little twin language.
Yeah,
I
supposedly.
don't remember it, but
I've seen
And
it
so,
says,
like
yeah.
in your mind, and obviously you don't know a different life, so you can't really
Yeah.
say this, but you wouldn't do this any differently.
probably not. We don't know
No,
any other way.
Yeah. We just feel like we need each other.
Yeah.
And we love each other.
There's a
guys
reason
are
why
each
we're
other's
twins.
Best friends.
Yeah.
You always have each other to rely on.
Yeah.
Which
And
is a
that's
built-in best friend, which is
we're pretty much
been a-
inseparable. We
been
go
a
everywhere
blessing.
together. If we move together. We move in the same building, maybe just separate apartments, but different
and you
floors.
guys have
But
tried.
We did the 10 years apart.
we did do the 10 years.
And how hard was that?
I think we just kept moving and doing different things. She was married at the time. I was dating and wasn't married at the time. Starting
Honestly,
acting and
when-
doing different things, but
When we got together for
Yeah.
the holidays and stuff, I feel like we embraced each other more.
yeah,
And, we were more like, when we're together all the time, it's like you forget,
but you also felt each other's energy from afar. Right?
Yeah,
so
we
you
would.
kind of subconsciously
Like, what's going on
knew.
today? Like,
You knew?
something's
We
up.
knew.
Tell?
Yeah.
We call it twin tuition.
Twin
and I
tuition,
feel like
yeah.
a lot of twins have it It's not always spoken about, but it's like a
I wonder if my girls are
denying
gonna get
language that we
intuition.
have.
Probably.
And that probably, yeah. It's a feeling, a knowing, a sense. It could
A
be
look.
a dream, a look.
Yeah, we would have the same dreams, the
A
same night.
mannerism.
Mhm.
Dreams.
Yeah.
A mannerism.
Because when you wake up, you're like, oh God, I had a weird dream. And she's like, oh, I had the same dream.
Yeah.
Same night.
You know, different
That
things
is
at
Weird
different
things.
times.
Wild.
Quirky things.
And
Yeah.
our life has been very much living in tandem. You
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
If one gets married, ironically, soon after that. Or when we
Yeah.
have
One
kids,
gets pregnant, the other one gets
Yeah.
pregnant. In fact, you guys each
Right.
have 2 kids, 2 girls, 2
Around the
boys.
same. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
interested in the same, profession, similar style and fashion.
Have you guys ever dated twins?
No.
I
That
don't
would
think
be
twins
weird.
would
Yeah.
like us. It could be too much twinning.
We're a little too
twinness.
much.
Too much twinning.
Too
Yeah.
much twinning. You know?
And honestly, I don't think I would like to date a twin.
Yeah, I think we're
a
enough.
headache already. So it's like imagine like we're a double dose of drama.
Yeah,
Right,
we
exactly.
don't
Like a
need
double
it.
dose.
You don't need a double X.
No.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
But the guys are good. It's
Yeah.
like
Good.
we gotta.
Yeah.
How are the guys?
Mine's good. I'm married.
You know,
I'm married.
Oh my
now,
God,
so,
Darcey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
He did a little upgrade recently because I
Lord
was
have mercy.
Working
Well,
on that spa now.
I always bought my own rings, so now he has the job.
Yes.
Because we got married 2 years ago on 11/11, another
Yes.
11.
Yes.
In Connecticut.
Small
wedding at Dad's house. It wasn't on the show or anything like that.
Okay.
And,
And you wanted to keep it private?
keep it private.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
But why?
everything.
Why did you want
I
to keep
just
it private?
felt like it was the right time.
Because Stacey, your wedding was on the show
She
during
had the
COVID. You had to film
Yes.
your own wedding,
Yes.
which is
I actually
insane.
had 2 weddings on the show.
Yeah,
So
she had
mine was a COVID wedding.
Right.
Yeah.
Long story. We got married in quarantine in the apartment, but
Yeah.
we were in Wethersfield, so the marriage certificate was in Middletown. So I had to rush to Middletown and we got married in front of our dad's house, which is in Middletown. So
Right, without
we
anybody
did that. It was on the show. We had to self-film it. And then we did our vow renewal on season 4 of Darcey and Stacey.
Yeah.
So
But
now,
you wanted to keep yours private, Darcey.
Yeah, well, at the time when Stacey got married, George and I weren't back together at that time, and I was, filming, single and ready to mingle, living in Miami. When we wrapped that, obviously he was the best man. Oh, look at you! Look at you! So much,
Wow.
Claudia.
I
So amazing.
love it.
Yes.
I love your
wow,
food.
Shan.
Thank you, guys.
Grown.
Oh,
is-
this looks amazing.
Oh, wow.
Thank you guys
Beautiful.
so much.
This is gorgeous.
Yummy.
I
I remember the
Thanks,
first
guys.
time I tried Grown.
Yes.
And
Is it a kale salad?
I literally, I literally was like salivating and I
Yes.
couldn't stop.
I'm already
thinking about it.
salivating.
Really?
can
Literally the
smell it
best
from
salad
here.
I've ever had
Well,
in my
So
life.
fresh.
We're gonna eat and enjoy.
Yes.
Thank
but
you.
Before we do, and then
Yes.
we're gonna say goodbye to our friends at home. The one thing I want to ask you guys both, and I want you both to answer it separately if you can. What do you think makes you a grown woman?
I feel what makes me a grown woman is believing in myself, feeling vulnerable at times, loving and learning, and not stopping, just kind of visualizing what I truly desire and want in life, and staying positive, never giving up. To be
Yeah.
a good example to me and my daughters and other women and people out there in the world.
Yeah,
it's
and we need
beautiful.
more of that,
Yeah.
especially now. Like
Yeah.
women, we need
Just
other
being-
women that are willing to never give up.
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. Being confident, persevering, just never giving up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a consistent theme for you guys. And also, I think for you guys, if I'm just going to throw something out there, family.
Yes.
Family, yes.
Absolutely.
Family is
Number one.
everything.
Yes.
Right?
It
Because
is.
when it all comes down to it, and also, well, we didn't really talk about this,
Yeah.
but I know this is true about you guys. You guys have such a strong faith.
Yeah, we do.
You really do.
Yeah.
And so, family, faith,
Yes.
love, being
Yes.
true to yourself,
Mhm.
right? That belief in yourself. And
Yes.
again, just never giving up on not just your dreams, but on each other.
Having no fear,
Right.
Yeah, you guys are fearless, and
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you guys.
We
And
learned
thank
that
you
from our
guys.
brother and our
Yeah.
dad and
Thank
family. So
you.
thank you, Shannon.
Yeah.
Thank you for believing
love
in
you.
us and being part of
Guys.
the journey. And we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't
Seeing
for
you
two.
and always talking with you and coming here and growing, it feels like we're at home. So
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm so glad. Well, I love you guys. Let's
Love
eat.
you.
Yes.
And thank you guys so much for
Delicious.
being here with me today. And
Thank
I'm
you.
so excited to see all the things that you can't really talk about because they're under the wraps. But
So much in the works. Stay
so much in the
tuned.
works.
Stay
I'm
tuned.
excited about all of the twinning.
I
Thank you
love
guys. Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.